After 15 years of hammock camping, I can tell you it's not the knots that mess people up. It's everything that happens before you even tie the first knot. This right here will ruin your setup. This, on the other hand, will make your job setting up camp so much easier. You can kind of see the difference here. Big knotted up mess, nice clean version. And we got rain on the way. So let's get this thing set up before we get wet. Because when the weather turns, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall back on your system. And no, you're not setting this thing up in 4 minutes like the bag says. 10 minutes, maybe. 4 minutes, you better have practiced a lot. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact system that I use and the only knots I still use after 15 years. First thing I'm going to tell you is you don't need to learn 25 different knots. A lot of tarps don't come with a way to store your cordage. This one actually has a sewn in pocket on all the corners. Here's what I do, whether you have a pocket on your hammock tarp or not. Every cord gets rolled nice and neat in an easy deploy bundle. Watch how easy this is. This could be tied on the corner of your tarp, but it comes undone nice and easy. Now, once your lines are under control, let's talk about the knots that I still use. As it turns out, there's still only a handful of knots that I still use today. And I use them for everything. And if you'll learn these, you'll be a lot less frustrated. And I'm going to show you one knot that I always use when things go bad. This first one right here is a ridgeline knot. And I'm going to show you, this is a quick deploy ridgeline that I've made using some antlers. But it works really effective. If you don't have deer antlers, no big deal. You can also do this without any antlers, but to get your ridgeline up quicker, I found this to be quicker. You could use a wooden dowel and make this same piece. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this around about eye level. You're gonna poke your wooden dowel through the line and then start cinching it up. And this is gonna keep your ridgeline from falling. One key feature to this ridgeline knot, and like I say, you could use a toggle, but you want this cord wrapping through so that it's biting onto itself. And that's the trick for this one to work. That's what holds it on there. Before I started using the toggle system, I used a knot just like this. You're gonna wrap it around the tree and you're just gonna bring your cord through. This is probably one of the most simple knots that you can tie, and then run your cord through this. Now, what makes this system up here a little bit quicker is if it's raining and you've got 30 foot of this cord, if you got 30 foot of cord, you no longer have to run it all the way through because you're just poking that toggle through there. You could do the same thing with a stick that you find at the campground. Now, to finish up the ridgeline, the next knot I want to show you is a prusik knot. And we're going to be making this out of number 36 bank line. One of the key notes or key takeaways on prusik knots, you really want your cordage to be thinner diameter than the main line. This knot is really easy to do. All we have is a loop with just a square knot tied in the back of it. But you're going to wrap this knotted end through the inside, 3 loops. Now, some will argue 2 loops. I always do 3. And then just dress it up. And the key being is you want this outside cordage, which is your loop that you went through, to be on the outside. So the way this knot works is if you pull this way, it won't budge. If you pull this way, it won't budge. The key being that this cordage is going to be smaller than your main line, which is our orange rope here for our ridge line. And then you can simply slide it real easy wherever you need it to be. An even better way to tie it is move the knot to where it's not at the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap this inside that loop 3 times. There's 1, 2, and then 1 last time, and it'll be kind of tight because we're shoving that knot through there. And then same thing, you're going to dress it up, and now we've got the knot kind of off center so that what you're actually pulling on is not the knot. You're going to be pulling on this main line right here. Still works exactly the same. It'll create tension and hold there. It'll hold that direction, but it easily slides back and forth, up and down. Again, just kind of zoomed in on that so that you can see it. You've got your knot a little bit off center, and that's how we're going to use this prusik knot. So we have that other end down there already tied to the tree. We're going to move to the other end, and this is our ridge line, and you can see how easily that orange is to see. That's another tip I'm going to give you here in a minute. I'm going to show you what this looks like before we take it up to head height. But I wanted to show you how this prusik knot is going to work. Again, this is a deer antler. It could be a wooden toggle. It could be, and stick around if you don't want to carry all this junk with you. I'll show you another little trick that'll work just as good as this as well. But this is the basic setup. So we've got the prusik knot set up over here on the ridge line. We're going to wrap our main line around the tree, come back over here. This is where the antler is, so we can loosen this up. So on the left-hand side, we've got the prusik knot biting into the orange cord. That cordage, which is black, is number 36 bank line. And we've got our main line going across the top. It's coming back around the tree, so you can see it wrapped around the tree, coming back. And then there's our toggle, which could be piece of wood, it could be a deer antler, any of that kind of stuff. So the way this knot works is, this is our prusik knot over here, and we've got our main line coming around the tree. Here is the deer antler. So all we're going to do is take that prusik knot I just taught you how to tie. We're going to shove this deer antler through this just like that. And if you remember when we was putting the other end on, I said the main key to this working correctly is this line. This line right here is your running back to the tree. This prusik knot needs to be on top of that. If you have it on the other way, like this, to where it's underneath, it's not going to work. So the key here is to make sure when you're poking this through, you've got your line on top. Now, when you pull on this end, it stays tight. This was probably one of the first knots my grandpa taught me, but all we're going to do is we're going to create a loop in the line like that. Put your hand over, just make a loop. There's our loop right there. We're going to reach through this loop with our fingers, grab this line, and pull it. Now we've got a loop on this end. So you're going to grab the other end of your ridge line, and you're going to have to wrap it through just like we did a minute ago. And you can double wrap this one just as well, and it makes it so much easier. So here's our loop. We're going to run the rest of our line through this twice, just like we did a minute ago through the prusik knot. And the advantage to running that through twice is it's kind of self-locking. After you pull that tight, we're just going to make another little loop right up above that, and we're going to reach through that loop and pull that through and just butt that up against it, and that will keep that from unraveling as well. You can also do another loop if you want and tighten it down like that. I found that that's actually works pretty good. And now you've got another loop right here at camp to hang a camp light or any other gear. Another advantage to having your prusik knots tied into your main ridge line is if you get into a situation where your ridge line, which is the orange one, is too far away from the tree and it won't reach, you can use your prusik knot there to attach another line to it. And that's the one I just showed you how to do that quick release knot on there. Now again, one of the advantages to doing this kind of self-locking trucker's hitch or modified trucker's hitch, whatever you want to call it, with a slip knot to secure it, this comes apart real quick and easy. So if you're trying to tear down and it is raining and this is your last thing you got to do, all you got to do is pull on this. And then when you pull forward like that, you can see it releases the tension. You can quickly take that out, pull this knot right here, and you're done. And now for a fun little game while we're racing the clock before it starts raining. Let's do a timed event, see how long it takes to get the ridgeline deployed, set up on the tree using the toggles in our quick connect system. For this timed event, we're going to have our ridgeline already laid out. It's going to be reeled up just like we would if it was showing up at camp. Always leave this right at the top of my backpack. You can hear it starting to rain, so that's not a good sign, but we're going to hurry this thing up. Start the timer. Now, once you have that one side up, the rush is over. We got the tarp up, we can stay dry now. I like to call this part hidden in plain sight, and this is just something that simply gets overlooked. Here is a camo cord. As you can see, it's hard to see. There's also a black one. They're kind of tangled up together now. One of the next knots that I want to show you isn't even a knot at all. But if you're in a camp area where you've got rocks or tree limbs or firewood stacked up already, we've already got our knot or our rope in that quick deploy system. You can wrap this around a log or something real quick, 3 or 4 or 5 good wraps, bring it out, set it down, and now your tarp's tied out. To start this knot, you're going to take a loop under, and then this loop, we're going to make a friction hitch out of it. So we're going to go around that once, go around it twice, and you can kind of dress this up as you're going along. And then on this end here, we're just going to take a bite, and we're going to run it right through that loop, and then we're going to tighten this all up. And you tighten it by pulling against the two that are running opposite. So now we've got a friction loop that's easily adjustable. This is perfect for tying out the end of your tarp to a tree, but this friction loop is now adjustable just like a prusik knot. And the beauty of this one is quick release. You just learned how to tie the Fairmount friction loop. If you take anything from this video, learn a few knots. Use them often. Make them second nature, because when things go sideways, you may not have time to think about it. Hammock camping may cause some side effects. Some of them may include better rest, less stress, and randomly trying to plan your next trip. If symptoms last longer than 4 hours, don't call a doctor. Grab your gear and let's get outside and make something happen. Oh, and the next video, we're taking you deeper into deep East Texas for some more hammock camping, so stick around.